Paul Pierce is underrated. Okay, I'll go there. Yeah, I'll go there. Paul Pierce at this point in time is underrated. There was a point in time where he was overrated, but as the pendulum swings, we are in the underrated phase of the Paul Pierce discussion.
How underrated is he?
Paul Pierce or Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony.
Exactly. And that proves my point right there. Right there.
Please.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is he's getting a lot of flack for being delusional and thinking he's better than D Wade. And I even defended Cat when he said that crazy. But it's like, I just feel like to be that great at whatever you are doing as a profession, you got to have a certain level of delusion to you, a certain level of confidence that, if you're objectively looking at it, might not be, shouldn't be something that you should have. But in that moment, if you going into a game and I'm Paul Pierce, I'm thinking D Wade's better than me that night. I'm thinking LeBron's better than me that night. Not that night. I'm the best player in the world. So I just feel like that's confidence that people need to have if you want to be that great. And if you don't, that's fine, bro. You're a loser. And that's fine. We can't all be winners.
After this breakdown of the D Wade take, I actually agree with him.
Yeah, Paul Pierce definitely was. He was spitting up there. No cap.
That he would win.
Yeah.
See, my problem with that take is that's not what we should be thinking about. We should be thinking about what if Dwayne Wade was on the Boston Celtics with his team,
or
a team of similar talent.
They wouldn't win. They wouldn't win.
Well, if they had, it depends if what we're talking about, because if you give them exactly Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade on the same backcourt and then another 6'5" guard of Ray Allen, then yes, it would be more problematic, 100%. But if you swap Ray Allen with a guy of Paul Pierce's stature and the exact same talent, I would easily argue that Dwayne Wade would win more. I would easily go that route.
His body breaks down way before Paul Pierce's body breaks down.
It's not before 2010.
No,
yes,
what?
It is. What are we talking about?
Dwayne Wade was solid until like 2012.
Okay. All right.
But even then, of him being solid till 2012, his body was still breaking down by then.
07, 08, he played 51 games.
I'm about to say they got the number one pick
I'm saying when, but Dwayne Wade was never just like out of the offs until like 2012. He was like the best. He was like the one person trying to save LeBron in 2011.
If you play 51 games,
I'm about to say, how did they get Michael Beasley if he didn't miss the offs?
No, I'm saying when he was in the offs, he wasn't always out of games. He wasn't like a Joel Embiid. He wasn't like a who's another player that consistently gets hurt. He wasn't like a Kyrie where any moment in time the motherfucker's just gonna meet the woo and you expect him to meet the woo in the postseason.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, but it's the fact that we're comparing him to a guy like Paul Pierce, where when we're talking about levels, I mean, Paul is just on a different level.
Consistency.
Paul Pierce is definitely extremely underrated. Like, and I feel Bezos.
I think his overall point is essentially, if I had more help and I had more accolades to my name, y'all would definitely have more respect for my name. But my actual talent is really up there. Y'all just don't want to put respect on my name because I don't got the accolades. And
I think a lot of that is based on like athletic ability. I don't know if this makes sense to y'all, but like I tend to overlook Paul Pierce. Like I definitely think he's underrated, but because his game was so smooth without him being flashy. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like he was so good without doing anything cool. He was just giving you 30 on like really good jumpers and like breaking people down off ISO. Like I never found a time where I was like, oh shit, Paul Pierce, that's my guy. Unless you're like a Celtics fan. It's whereas Dwayne Wade, like he's bouncing out of the gym. He's giving people, 40 with like super crazy highlights. Like that, it's just Paul Pierce's game. Very similar to like Joe Johnson, you know what I mean? Whereas like Joe was giving people like crazy buckets, but he wasn't athletic, and he's another underrated dude.
I'm seeing in Paul Pierce's career. Yeah. I mean, not Paul Pierce's career, D Wade's career, crutches. No pun intended. Not no pun intended. After Shaq left, Hall of Fame Shaq left. The nigga is trash.
He carried them
until LeBron James and until Chris Bosh. Nigga, in 07, 08,
I will be the one person on the pod while all of y'all do this fake caping for Paul Pierce right now.
In 07, 08, when the Boston Celtics won the championship. Hold on.
Y'all spitting that bullshit then.
08, when the Boston Celtics won the championship, where was his 15-game winning, 51-game playing ass? at fucking home. And then the next year,
77 games the next season, and 79 the next season, and 77 the year after.
You're absolutely right. Go to 7 with a sorry Atlanta Hawks team, and I remember this series because Josh Smith had the nerve to miss an East Bay dunk in game, and they still lost. Yeah, his sorry
averaged 33 on
lost.
Wasn't that like the worst game ever? Worst playoff game ever played too? Like, or the worst series. It was a nasty ball.
And Dwayne Wade was a part of it, right?
Okay, so I want y'all to understand. No. I'm gonna speak here. Nope, thank you. I want to say something here, bro. We are ignoring roster construction. We are ignoring several intricacies of what it takes to win championships in the negative of Paul Pierce, but giving in the negative of Dwayne Wade, but giving Paul Pierce the most beyond dick suck stipulation possible, and then arguing, oh well, shit, he'd win in this situation. Yeah, you were giving him literally the second, at worst, the second greatest player of all time, and another Hall of Famer with a Hall of Fame coach. But for Dwayne Wade, we're going to hold him accountable to the exact situations that actually happened. And a more interesting question, rather than putting another all-star in LeBron and Bosh's team and saying, hey, I'd win too, is what would you do in Shaq's situation? What would Paul Pierce do in 06? Nigga ain't doing shit. That's why everybody's mad about the shit. I don't think he's underrated because obviously you put an all-star on one of the greatest players teams of all time. He'd still at peak be the second best player on the team.
Miami winning that shit with Paul Pierce, and I guess that's another hot take.
Real quick.
He got outplayed by Joe Johnson. He got outplayed by Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson's wrong. We just talked about it. Joe Johnson's wrong.
He got outplayed by Joe Johnson in Game 7.
Wait, Sage, do me a favor.
I understand though, because I'm gonna be the PC one, but we can over here and suck Paul Pierce. All right, bro. Whatever.
Wait,
so
Sage,
PP. Double entendre.
Proceed. My fault. Proceed. I'm chatting too much. My fault.
No. I mean, let's just do real quick because Omar still has to get Viz as well. But real quick, because you don't see this nigga still going. You don't seem to feel that Paul Pierce is underrated the way we do. So let's just do a real quick game of Paul Pierce or. So you tell me Paul Pierce or whatever player, and I tell you who I think is better.
Okay.
So we can test the theory of if he's actually underrated. So go ahead.
You had the names. What the fuck?
No.
This your situation. You have the names.
So the guys
you can't present an argument and have me.
I'm asking you because I think he's
I'm not
underrated.
I've been waiting to use this.
I'm not answering.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me still here. I need to fix the layout. Go ahead.
I got you. Paul Pierce or Tracy McGrady?
Tracy McGrady.
Paul Pierce, but okay.
Literally health concerns.
It's fine. Paul Pierce or James Harden?
Probably think James Harden.
Paul Pierce, but it's okay.
We're chatting.
All right.
James
Paul Pierce.
Only argument with James Harden is postseason success.
Let's keep going. Paul Pierce or Paul George?
Chatting. This is
just
crazy.
Better, not greater, just better. Who's the better basketball player?
Again, I'm just saying, bro. You put Paul George on the 08 Celtics, they went the same champion. Yeah,
you know. I hate this conversation.
Ridiculous.
And I want to go on.
That one's close though, Damo. That one's close.
Answer.
But it's still Paul Pierce though, right?
I'm trying to see if I'm gonna go Paul Pierce because one of my problems with Paul George is his playoff, like he was bad in the offs, well, almost all the time. He's had a couple of times where he's been good in the postseason. And Paul Pierce is actually had some great performances. I think by a hair I might take Pierce, but I could flip like literally.
George ain't going head to head against LeBron James and dropping 40.
Hold on.
That's why. Well, he did. Well, he did.
Last one.
I'm pretty sure Paul Pierce has the most points against LeBron James. Actually,
wait, hold on. Last one.
He played that motherfucker the most.
Sage, Paul Pierce, or Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi.
It's Paul Pierce, man. It's Paul.
I don't even like Kawhi.
Go ahead.
Wait, what?
I don't even. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. There would never be a situation where a better mid-range shooter, a person with a bag that's literally similar to a Paul Pierce, DPOY level talent, a two-time Finals MVP, and a guy that has dragged a roster that people revere as one of the most impressive championships of all time. And yeah, you're trying to bring this motherfucker up to belittle my moment. You can go to hell.
No, you go.
So on top of that, Kawhi has literally accomplished more by himself. Kawhi has beaten more impressive teams. He's had a more impressive run than Paul Pierce ever had in his career, and I don't even like the motherfucker. Now I know we're chatting, so it's fine. As long as this is for either A, content, because I ain't talked in a minute. I got some shit to make up, and or B, we just bored as fuck. I respect it, but niggas are chatting right now.
Paul Pierce is
Niggas
making
chatting
conference
right
finals without all those players.
And what did Kawhi do?
But
Didn't
anyway,
Didn't they suck when he was just
Nothing.
by himself on the Celtics?
no, they made it to the conference finals before that.
Yeah, they made it
Before-
to the conference finals.
Yeah, and
Like
how
0-2
many
or some shit.
How many times? I was gonna say, but the one time.
Yeah.
Did they
Kevin,
did they make the playoffs when like after
Kevin,
LeBron entered the East? I have to
Kevin,
look.
you asking the wrong questions, man. Paul Pierce over everybody.